everyone, it's Vicki and Annette here from Minerva, and we're back again this week to talk all things sewing bee. So last night's episode was Sports Week, and yeah, there was 3 really fun challenges, quite difficult for week 2, I think.
Yeah.
And there will be some spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the episode, do go and watch it and then head back. But before we get stuck in, let's talk about what we're wearing. So what are you wearing, Mum?
This is McCall's 7993.
Yep.
In the Herbal Halo.
Minerva exclusive print.
Yeah. I wasn't 100% keen when I made this. I mean, I love the sleeves.
Yeah.
All little pleats going into it. It was the neck I didn't like.
You don't like a neckband or a neck that touches your neck, do you?
I don't know,
like
but
a funnel neck.
I'm sure it sort of either folds over on the pattern or stands up. I can't just think. But it didn't do either with me, right?
No.
So I sort of just lay it there.
I think it looks nice.
Hope for the best. Everybody that I mention it to does say, yeah, it looks nice on it.
Sometimes if something doesn't quite turn out how you think in your head, though, it just throws you a bit, doesn't it?
And it's a pattern that's not been out that long, probably a few years, but it's actually finished now.
Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, it's still available to buy, but it's been discontinued, which does make me think. So if anybody wanted a similar dress, I think the is it the Billy dress?
I was just going to say the Billy,
Tilly and the buttons. And I love her pockets on that.
Yeah. You've made that a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, and I really like it. Yeah.
Well, and I'm wearing on with those fabrics, so you can see this is the Minerva exclusive Victoria blouse pattern that we released last year. So it's our own sewing pattern range. In case you didn't know we'd launched those. And the fabric is our viscose chalet, again Minerva exclusive print, and it's the sun print palms design, which is one of your favourites. This isn't it? Yeah. I love this design. Nice. I thought I'd put something on nice and summery.
Yeah. I just wanted to say as well about what we were wearing. Last week I had the factory dress on.
Merchant and Mills,
and a lady on YouTube asked me how I did the pockets. I couldn't answer it on YouTube because there's just something...
You couldn't leave a photo, could you, in the reply? So
Yeah. So I've sort of just... I mean, I had very limited material. It was sort of double this, sort of a square, really. I measured my dress this morning, and once I'd turned all the edges in, the actual finished measurements then were 6 by 11
inches.
Inches, that is, yeah. And then I just chose, the slant that I wanted, which left about 1.5 inches at the top, probably about 4 inches at the side there. So I cut that slant. Under there, I put some of the Vaseline.
Forming tape?
Yeah, the one what won't stretch, I can't just think of the name. Folded that back under, top stitched that. As I said, all these were folded in at 5/8, and then made sure that that bit was sewn onto the waist seam, and that was sewn onto the side seam. Positioned the rest accordingly, and I found that they came just before the pleats in the skirt, so it worked out quite well. I hope that helps.
Yeah, brilliant. So let's get stuck on starting on the first challenge. So the first challenge, the pattern challenge. So this week it was to sew a half zip fleece, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which they kept referring to the fabric as fleece, didn't they? But it was actually a fleece backed sweatshirt they used, wasn't it? It wasn't fleece that is fleecy on both sides.
That's right.
Yeah. So I thought that might be a bit confusing for people, but I mean, you could use fleece to sew that as well, couldn't you? So what did you think then? I mean, my favourite was the winner. Like I said, we're going to put some spoilers in, so if you haven't watched it, do come back to us after you've watched it. But I loved Marcus's. I thought the idea to use a piece, like a colour from each person's project and combine it all in one. But you remember when he said he wasn't going to put the pocket on, and they kind of said it's like in the pattern challenge, just don't deviate at all. Because as cool as it might have been, he would have been marked down for it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and Esme's face.
Yeah.
When she said but that was what we asked,
Yeah.
or words to that effect. I thought,
You don't mess with them.
No,
But I mean, he did manage to fit in Sewing the Pocket on, and I think he was the winner, wasn't he? He was, wasn't he? But yeah, that was my favourite.
Yeah,
And
I think it was mine as well.
yeah.
And there were a few nice ones though. It was a big difference to the skirt challenge last week.
Well, yeah, for a
wasn't
start,
it?
I mean, they didn't all finish, did they? But I mean, a good few finished completely. And they were all almost done.
Yeah, and I mean, at first glance, they all look good.
Yeah.
The skirts, there wasn't one that looked good.
Yeah, because they just didn't have time,
No,
did they? Yeah.
No, it's such a shame.
Yeah, my other one that I thought was really lovely, I think it was this. Did this one come second? It was George's, and I loved her colour palette. So that was the one with the orange pocket, which Esme commented on.
Yes.
Yeah, it was quite an unusual colour combination, I thought. But really, really lovely. Yeah,
No, it was good. It was good.
And I thought I thought it was interesting that they were asked to use a cover stitch machine for the hems.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a cover stitch machine, haven't I? And this sounds awful, but if I'm honest, I don't use it.
No, I don't.
I've used it like a couple of times a few years ago, and
I haven't really used it.
No.
Properly.
We said when we got it, we'd use it between us, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And I think it's just one of those things that when I get to the hem, I almost feel, I'll have to set it all up because I don't have space at home to have that out as well.
And I don't.
Yeah.
So.
Since my baby's come along, unfortunately, I have less space than ever at home, which is, it's one of those things, isn't it? So it's like when I get to the hem, I almost can't be bothered, which is terrible, isn't it? But yeah, let us know in the comments. Are you a cover stitch machine user? Yeah, I'd love to know, because I think probably a lot of people are like us and don't, or don't have one.
It would be lovely to have some videos.
Yeah, explore it, because I think it's one of those machines though, an overlocker you can do a lot with. So as a second machine, it is a good investment if you're really into sewing. A cover stitch machine, it feels like a luxury, doesn't it? Because there's not
very
as much
luxury.
Yeah, unless you're into sewing sportswear a lot, which that would be fair enough, wouldn't it? So what we've picked out today as well, we've got some patterns that we thought are all quite similar to, but they've all got slight differences. So we thought we'd show you a selection, and then we've also got this is the same type of fabric that was actually used for the fleeces last night. So this is our sweatshirt fleece back fabric. We'll hold this out first. So I've just chose 3 colours. I thought they went quite nice together. They do, don't they?
Really do.
But we've loads of colours in this fabric on the website.
Remind me of our logo.
Yeah, they do a bit. No, it's probably subconsciously chosen for that. Yeah. So yeah, on the front it just looks like a jersey fabric, doesn't it? But then on the back it has this really, really lovely and soft fleecy back into it. Yes, it's going to be nice and warm. But this one, I mean, it isn't too bulky either, is it? It's not going to be difficult to sew.
No.
Yeah, and it's quite a well-behaved knit fabric, that one. Really.
Yeah. Actual fleece is quite a lot thicker, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we do have, if you did want a thicker sweatshirt, fleece back sweatshirt, we do have thicker ones on the website. But this is like the one that they used last night on the show.
Yeah, that's nice.
So patterns.
Yeah. So we've got McCall's 7986. First of all, which doesn't have the breast pocket.
No.
But it does have a kangaroo pocket.
Yeah. It's just quite nice, and it's good that it's a unisex pattern as well. So if you want to sew for a men's version as well, you can do. Yeah,
they've also done like View A, the man's garment, has got like a little flap at the top of the pocket
on the front. Yeah. Lots of nice options on that one. And there's the option to have a hood as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and of course, like you said, there's the one the neckline that's similar to on the sewing bee. Yeah.
Now this next pattern, McCall's 5252, I think it's a really good one. It's got lots and lots of different options. The styling on the pattern is probably a little bit old-fashioned, but if you can look past that,
do you think so?
Yeah, definitely. It's
I probably am old-fashioned, but
it's been going years, that pattern.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Do you know?
A long time. Which just shows how popular it is, because they wouldn't keep it in the range if it didn't sell well, would they?
When I was going through these this morning, that stood out as my favourite.
Yeah, it's a good pattern.
Because you've got a full zipped version.
Yeah.
You've got a hood or the neckline used on the sewing bee.
Yeah.
You've got the
it's like a seam line.
A seam
there,
across the breast line. But what I love most about it is the pocket is in that seam.
Yeah, and the seam that goes goes that way as well.
Yeah, it's sewn into that and into that. And I just think...
Yeah, and it's a unisex pattern as well, so
well,
really
definitely.
versatile.
Yeah, and it's got pockets further down for you. You know.
Oh yeah, I missed that. Yeah.
I mean, the one on the sewing bee didn't have.
No, it was just the one pocket.
Just the storage pocket, really, for your card or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's just got everything.
Yeah.
So maybe they need to update.
Yeah, if
the
they,
picture.
If they did,
the
I think it would make more people like consider that
Absolutely.
pattern, 'cause it's a good one, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So the next one is Simplicity 9481, and this is actually a family pattern. So there's sizes extra small to large in child and teens, and then extra small to extra large in teen and adult. So you've got. There's a really big selection in there, isn't there, if you want to sew them for your whole family.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit sort of more different than the ones on the show, but we thought it was nice, didn't we?
Yeah.
So all views have got a kangaroo pocket with like a slanted sort of entry. Yeah. And they've all actually got a hood on them on this version, haven't they? But I thought where the zip is inserted, and hopefully you'll see this on the line drawing, like the sort of boxy like seam line around it that's around the zip and then further down.
Yeah, and going off either the man's version or the little boy's version at the front, if you colour block it like they've done, and you've got that shape going on.
Yeah.
Which...
it just creates an interesting...
Funny that they've shown it on the men and the boys. I mean, I would have thought, to show that on the ladies, it's a shaping.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Thing, isn't it?
But yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The next one we've got, so this is a Vicki Sews pattern, and it's called the Lindsay hoodie. Now this one, it's like a simplified version, similar to last night, apart from the pocket detail at the side, isn't it? But I think this one's really lovely.
Yeah.
So it has that similar like funnel neck, the half zip. It's got like a square sort of patch pocket on the front.
Yeah.
And then
like
it has
a side entry, isn't it?
Yeah. And then it has a band around the bottom. Which
is,
the
others don't, do they?
No.
And the one last night didn't,
No.
did
And other than that, quite simple really, isn't it? Like a drop sleeve. So that's a nice one.
Yeah.
And then the last one we've got, this one again is quite similar to the one last night, but this is actually a men's hoodie. But I do think on Minerva, on this, if you look on this pattern page, there are women that have made it. Yeah. So there's nothing to stop you using it, sewing it for either. And this one is called the Wardrobe by Me Zip Up Sweater. So this one has, again, a similar neckline, or there's a hoodie option. A hooded option. The half zip, and it has that seam line going across there, doesn't it? And this one has
inseam pockets.
Yeah. Again with a band at the bottom, and this one has a band at the bottom of the sleeve. So they're all slightly different.
Just slightly different.
Yeah, but hopefully it'll give you some inspiration if you do want to sew your own zip-up sweater. So next we'll talk about the transformation challenge. It's not our favourite challenge, is it? But last night, they had like cricket outfits and then cricket kits, didn't they? Like the what do you call them? The padded things that like protect them. Don't they?
Honestly thought, what are they going to do with this?
I mean, thank goodness
such I'm not on it.
Yeah, I don't think I would have enjoyed that really.
I really couldn't.
Yeah. I would have definitely focused on like the knitwear stuff they had to work with. But adding in all those padded bits.
Yeah.
I mean, some people were quite creative with it and did well, didn't they? I think some of my favourite, well, actually, let's say, so for people that, just as a reminder, so what they had to make, the challenge was to make something avant-garde, wasn't it? So it's meant to be crazy and a little bit wacky and, really fashion forward and all that stuff. And they wanted sort of like inspirational or imaginative sculptural designs, didn't they? And they wanted a top and a bottom, like a full outfit.
Yeah. I think the one that stood out when they were all in a row was the one that Pasha had done.
Pasha.
And she'd used the striped V-necks.
to make a triangle. Yeah, I liked that one.
And now I'm not saying I liked it the best. I didn't, but it really stood out.
Yeah.
And that must have stood out to Patrick and Esme right away.
Yeah, I liked that one. I thought Luke's with...
Sorry, and it was the only one with colour.
Yeah, true, everything else was cream,
maybe the other was Don's, where he tried to weave in the
so he had a bit of
the waistband bit, but you didn't really see it, not like hers.
Yeah, hers was very a statement with it, wasn't it? Yeah. Luke's I liked how they used the chunky like knit, and it almost had like a raw edge.
Yeah, did it come up and over?
And then a very thin strap, and I thought the contrast between a very thin, delicate strap and this really chunky knit fabric works really well. So I liked that.
Worked well.
My favourite actually was Ailsa's, which didn't win, did it? But I kind of find it quite hard to describe what she did, but it was a very layered, it had those like wispy bits that they commented on. Yeah. And the neckline I thought was lovely.
Yeah.
I could just imagine that in like a, a really trendy, almost like a Vivienne Westwood kind of, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Definitely.
Far too cool for someone like me to wear. But, I could imagine someone really cool pulling that off.
Yeah, definitely.
And I thought Susie's with the full skirt, do you remember that one? It created like a nice little silhouette. That was nice.
There was definitely a nice thing with that. And I tell you what I did like, her dress. It had those circles.
Oh, I can't remember it now.
That she wore for the, it was like reds and whites, but it was just all circles.
Oh, I can't remember that.
Very 60s looking. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised because it's...
I was probably that focused on the challenge.
I was too, but I just couldn't. I mean, I can't tell you what anybody else was wearing, but apart from Patrick.
Oh yeah, he wasn't wearing a suit.
He didn't have a suit on, did he? What's going on?
He does suit a suit though, doesn't he? So when he's not wearing one.
I mean, I thought, are they cricket pants? Because they're white or off-white.
I don't know. He is allowed to dress more casually if he wants more.
Well, he is, yeah, but...
Yeah. So whose was your favourite from the Transformation Challenge?
The one that won it, actually.
That was Georgie's? Yes, Georgie's one, I think.
It had the, like a little camisole top.
Yeah.
Which I half expected it to go into pantaloons, like a Victorian look.
Right, yeah.
What the ladies would wear under the crinoline dresses.
Yeah.
So obviously
it wasn't. Like layered it in all different textures, wasn't it?
I just thought
that one was very good.
That was fab.
Yeah.
Definitely right choice.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments which was your favourite Transformation Challenge.
Yeah.
So, third challenge, made to measure. So this one this year was, because it's an Olympic year, so they got a challenge to make a kit, like a sports kit that could be worn on the world stage, didn't they? And it had to be for some sort of sport, a specific sport, and it had to represent a country, didn't it?
Yeah.
And they have 4.5 hours to sew it. It's quite good. Again, it wasn't long, was it at all? So what did you think then? Which, I mean, we both thought everyone did really well, didn't we?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they all virtually finished, I think.
Yeah. And, I mean, that time it's always going to be a rush, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if it's not a rush, the judges would probably think they're not stretching themselves enough to do enough in the time.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex's, hers was the one that was inspired by her dad, that was like a marathon runner. And the theme was Great Britain, wasn't it? But she took the blue and white predominantly for her like Scottish heritage. And there was just a touch of red, wasn't there? Which they did comment on, didn't they?
Yes, there was just a little tie there, wasn't there? But it looked good.
Yeah, it did
look
it?
Good.
Now, what we've done again this week is we've found some patterns for each of the contestants' makes, which not all of them are absolutely spot on. Some of them are. We think we've found the actual pattern. And actually, this one, I think we might have found the pattern that Alex used. And it is Vogue 1897. And it has the tank kind of top and the little shorts with it, menswear pattern. So yeah, if it's not the one Alex used, it's really close.
Yeah.
Next up, we'll talk about Lauren. So she did the sparkly sequined, inspired by Jamaica leotard, wasn't it? And it was for gymnastics.
Yeah. I looked at the 3 sparkly fabrics she got out. And I just thought, why have you done that? Why? But, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really effective, wasn't it?
That was.
And she did good to sew sequins in that time, didn't she? Because was it Lauren that last week chose chiffon, wasn't it? So she likes choosing difficult fabrics. Yeah. But I mean, this week it paid off. I think was there like some little bit of something they pointed out. I can't remember what it was.
Was it her that the spool thread had run out?
That was it. Yeah, on the
So I mean that happens to us all.
Exactly. She probably had like
just when you're finishing.
Yeah, 2 minutes left to sew that seam and her thread went. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I felt so sorry for her with that, but
it didn't spoil it.
It didn't spoil it at all. I mean, the fit was superb.
Yeah.
To say it was in sequence as well. And I just loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
And the pattern we found that's very similar to it is Jarly 4237, which we'll insert images of all these as we go. And it looks very similar to that pattern. And if you did it in the gold sequins, you could do it in more than 4.5 hours. I think that would be fantastic. Yeah. Janet, she was another one that designed for a gymnastics team.
Yeah.
And she used the Ukraine colours, didn't she, of yellow and blue, which I thought was lovely.
Yeah.
And she used a shiny metallic lycra fabric, which we stock here at Minerva. So it was really blingy, wasn't it?
She had a dull panel in the middle, which Patrick commented on. I do more or less agree with him. Maybe it wasn't needed.
Yeah, it didn't really add anything. The rest of it in that shiny lycra, that was the star of the show.
The fit, just the look of it.
Yeah, she
was
did
really good.
And
she does make me smile.
Yeah, she does. And I liked how she colour blocked it with the 2 colours as well. It was really effective.
Yeah, definitely.
Pattern wise for Janet's, so 2 that are maybe not identical, but very similar. Probably the most similar is Jarly 4349. So insert an image of that one. They both have this crossover detail.
Yeah.
And the other one is New Look 6752. Again, that's that crossover detail, but it has a slightly higher sort of seam on that one. But a lovely pattern as well.
Yeah.
George's. So she did a running kit for athletics, didn't she? And that was the red and black.
Yes, was this the one with the...
Yeah, the asymmetric...
The asymmetrical...
Yeah,
look.
And it looked like she used lycra, mesh fabric, and there was quite a bit of fold-over elastic she used as well, wasn't there, to create the edges.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fab, wasn't
it?
That one won Garment of the Week, didn't it? And I think it deserved it.
I do.
Really, really good.
Absolutely. Again, the fit. So, I mean, I know there's a little bit... that's easier because it's a stretchy fabric. It will stretch to fit, but
you've still
you've still to fit it. And it,
because if there's parts that have to stretch loads to fit and parts that don't have to stretch so much, it would just you'd see it
would be distorted.
Yeah, exactly. So she did cracking job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the patterns for that, so this one's a little bit more difficult because it was quite distinct, wasn't it? But we think we've found, it's Gavin in the team here that found this pattern, and it's the Madeline Roxy bralette pattern. Right. So it's actually a bralette, but because she's done it in activewear and sporty, mesh fabrics, it transformed it to a sport piece, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then the shorts, the nearest we can find is McCall's 8208. And if you look at the line on that pattern, of the seam line, it's a bit of a curve, you'll see it's very similar. So I think she might have adapted that and maybe just made them a little bit shorter than they are on the pattern. So next up, should we talk about Susie's? So she was representing the Kenyan flag, and she was designing a weightlifting outfit. Now the pattern we found that's quite similar, the most similar we can find is Jarly 3239, which is, I've actually got it here because this is the one I'm going to choose when we talk about what we would have sewn. So it's quite similar, and it's almost like a very fitted unitard, isn't it? But it doesn't have the colour blocking that she did. So I can only imagine maybe she's took a pattern like that and then done her own colour blocking.
Done it herself.
Which I thought she did fantastic. I do think Esme was right where she said you could have cut that back piece on the fold and then she wouldn't have had.
She wouldn't have had the back bit. Yeah.
And when she made me laugh, because did she say she practiced it 7 times? I mean, she's putting the effort in, isn't she?
She really is.
And when she said that, I was like, I wish I'd thought of that 7 times ago. That made me laugh. But I think it was very visually striking, and I really liked that one.
Yeah. And it was just unfortunate that it didn't match.
She must have been so annoyed
with that, wasn't she? As well.
Yeah.
And to unpick that sort of fabric is hard.
Yeah, and not in that time frame.
No.
Next up,
the fit was good.
Yes, fit was excellent.
Fit was
wasn't
good.
It? Yeah. Marcus, so he did the, it was a climbing outfit, and it had the GB letters on.
I thought that I just loved how they were just placed there on a slant.
Yeah,
and they looked good.
Yeah, they did. It was striking walking down that catwalk, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was.
Patterns wise with this, it's quite like 2 simple pieces really, because really it was just a quite a loose t-shirt.
Yeah.
So we found the Vicki So's Mark t-shirt. That to me looks very similar. And then for the shorts, there wasn't really much to them in a way. And I found Simplicity 9795.
Yeah.
That was just like a drawstring, elastic
waist
kind of
short. Was
short.
it Marx's where he'd the crotch was too
high, yeah. That was a shame, wasn't it? I mean, you couldn't really see it that much until they started looking.
But there was a bit where he was fitting it on the model, and he pulled them up quite high, and I remember thinking they were quite high.
Yeah.
Then he'd put, I presume, elastic round the waist of the model and brought the fabric under and out, and there was a lot of fabric there. And I remember thinking, should there be all that fabric?
Yeah.
Maybe, because you need room
in
shorts to be running and everything.
Yeah, they need to be baggy.
And I just think he pulled them up too much. Yeah, which was a shame.
It was a shame, wasn't it? Next, Comfort. So she was designing a rugby kit with, and Uganda was her country, wasn't it? So it was like the black and white rugby kit, wasn't it? And I really liked about that how I think it was like a white front with a white sleeve, but then one sleeve was black. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, she just had a problem with the collar, didn't she? As I think she said she should have interfaced it, didn't she? She didn't. It was a shame, wasn't it? Because we both really liked Comfort, didn't we?
I mean, I thought she could even possibly go on to win it, but hey-ho, I was wrong.
That's the you only need one bad week,
One bad week,
yeah. So the pattern we found that is actually quite similar to that is McCall's 8485.
Right.
Lots of similarities on that pattern. You could just make it in your colours of choice, couldn't you? Next, shall we talk about Luke's sprinter outfit for track running? And the colour scheme was red and yellow. It was based on Spain, wasn't it? Where they struggled, it was that mesh fabric, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think,
unfortunately,
it's a shame, wasn't it? I think
the wrong fabric.
Yeah, I think they said it was power mesh, but to me it didn't look like power mesh. It looked like Urtex mesh, which Urtex mesh can be stretchy, but it's not going to be as stretchy as a power mesh.
Right.
And you can
I've never sewn in that.
No,
so
it's a very. I mean, we sell it here at Minerva, but it's a very. It's a technical fabric, isn't it? It's not one you come across every day, is it? And some Urtex don't stretch.
Didn't they say something about it's used for lining?
Yeah, bag lining a lot.
Right.
So so I think it.
So I've learned something there.
Yeah. But having said all that, considering they were using a non-stretch fabric, which really on a garment that really needed stretch, I mean, they did a fantastic job.
There was just a little bit here with the fit.
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it looked fab.
Yeah, I did. And the pattern they used, we really struggled. So I think Luke might have self-drafted. Because I couldn't find anything that was just the nearest thing I could find that you could maybe hack a little bit and it would give you a similar look is actually a swimwear pattern. It just has some panels that kind of reminiscent of it, and that's Simplicity 9609. You'll see when we insert the images and line drawings. It's not identical, but if anyone knows what that pattern is, let us know in the comments because I couldn't find it. Next, shall we talk about Ron's? So he made a golfing outfit, didn't he? And it was Great Britain was the country, wasn't it? But it didn't come across as Great Britain because it was only on those 2 little buttons, wasn't it?
It could have just been a skirt off any pattern and a top off any pattern.
I mean, the skirt he did well, and he just didn't leave time enough for the top. It was that way around, wasn't it?
I felt so sorry for him with the collar.
He knew, didn't he? He just ran out of time.
And when you caught a glimpse of some of the things that he makes normally, outfits for shows, etc. He's really good.
You can tell he's a really good sewer, can't you? He's just, I think he's one of those people, I imagine you'd be like this, where you so want it to be right and you just, that wins over finishing because you just, it has to be right. Yeah. But I guess on a show like that, you've got to finish, haven't you? Yeah. Yep. Now with Ron's outfit, so we found one that was relatively similar. The skirt is a little bit different, but the top's very similar. And it was McCall's 8481, so like a polo neck type top. Next up, should we talk about Ailsa's? Yeah. So she made the Canadian themed golf outfit. So it's like the polo neck top with the pleated skirt. Yeah, so it was like a skirt, wasn't it? Skirts, yes. Yeah, shorts.
Shorts at the back and then a pleated front.
Yes, yeah.
And she was hoping that the slant on the skirt would display the...
Like the little embroidered patch she'd put on.
Yeah, and it didn't. Yeah. It sort of just showed a glimpse of it, which Patrick did say...
Maybe it didn't look as so intentional. Wrong. Yeah, it's a shame that, wasn't it?
It was, because it was quite a good outfit.
Yeah. And pattern wise, again, the skirt, not the skirt, it isn't the same, but the top on it is Simplicity 9328. So again, that one looks pretty similar actually from the top for the top. And then last, I think on the list is Pasha. So she made, so it was, I liked the story, so it was a javelin sports kit, wasn't it? Because I think it was her brother does that sport. And so she did it for the Great Britain like colour scheme, didn't she? I thought her colour scheme and the way she like colour blocks the fabrics looks really cool. Really good. Yeah, she was in my like top 3 definitely. Right. I just I thought it looked really good. Yeah. And I thought the leggings fit really well. Yeah. Which, you know, like we just said before, with the stretch fabric gives you some you know, it's a little bit forgiving with the fit, but you've still got to get it. It's still got to fit, hasn't it? Yeah,
absolutely.
And then patterns wise, so if you remember on the leggings, they mentioned about this seam line that kind of like went over the bum. At the back. I couldn't find anything with a pattern that had that. So if you know of one, drop it in the comments. Yeah. But for men's leggings, we have the Jarley 3885 pattern. And then the tank top, I found McCall's 6973, that you could make something quite similar to the tank top that she made. Yeah. So we've also this week as well, again for the made to measure, we've chosen fabrics that we would that we would do ours in. Now we haven't really stuck to the country theme, have we? No. But we've stuck to making a sportswear outfit that's gonna look really cool on a world stage, or it's just gonna we were trying to score points down the catwalk for what would look really cool and what would be, I guess, like bright and bold and eye-catching. Showstopper on the catwalk. Yeah. So do you want to go first?
Yes. I mean, I just love this Mimi G style, Simplicity 8702.
It's actually a discontinued pattern this now.
Is it?
It's such a shame. It's such a good one. But we do have a few copies still at Minerva. If you wanted it.
I like the fact that the leggings are mainly in a plain colour. Yeah. And we probably thought either the black, which would be my first choice probably. Yeah. Or the blue. Yeah.
And this is our activewear knit Minerva core range fabric. Comes in loads of colours. And so as you can see on camera, it's super stretchy and it's got really good recovery. It just pings back in both directions. And
you could do so many different combinations, couldn't you?
And then, I think why we tied these 3 colours together was because of this fabric. Yeah. which is actually, we have just launched an activewear fabric in the Minerva exclusive print collection, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that's available on the website now. It technically hasn't officially been launched yet. So these are really, really new. But wouldn't that be such a cool print?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got the blue matching exactly, you've got the red matching,
and then the black.
Obviously the black.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't want those colours, you could use something quite
That's
way
green,
out,
yellow.
like yellow,
Yeah.
green,
Yeah, if you
and
wanted it
pink.
really bright.
Yeah.
So you would like choose between these 4
Yeah.
fabrics and choose which bits you wanted in the print and
Yeah,
which bits in
yeah.
solids.
I'm not sure which bit I would put. I don't think I'd want the leggings in that.
No, just the stripe down the side.
Just the
probably.
stripe down
Yeah.
the side,
Yeah.
which I think has actually been done in 3 colours.
Mm.
It has, hasn't it?
I mean, you could maybe do the leggings in black, maybe the centre panel in the print, and then bring the red and the blue
And
in.
bring red and
Yeah.
blue, yeah. And then again, wherever you use those prints, the print or the plains, put them in the top accordingly. That
yeah.
would look nice.
Really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
So the one I've chose is, I think, the one similar to what Susie used. So this is the Jarlet 3239 pattern, and it's like a sleeveless unitard, it's called. It's like a long leotard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I like the way, and my thinking with this is, I mean, it's quite simple, really, isn't it?
It is.
Certainly compared
It
to
is.
yours. I'd
Yeah.
finish this. You might struggle.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that in
Yeah, no.
4.5 hours.
No. See, I'm thinking tactically here.
You are.
But what I think would be really lovely in this, like, you'd have to nail the fit,
Mm.
but if you chose a really gorgeous print, I think it would look really striking, and as long as it fit well, I think
You wouldn't need anything else,
no,
would you?
exactly.
No.
So the print I've chose, again, this is one of our Minerva exclusive new activewear knit fabrics, so perfect for leotards and leggings and unitards like this.
I do
And it's-
like that, what you've chose.
It's actually the same print as I chose last week, but on a different base cloth, so you can tell. I mean, this really is one of my favourites in the collection. I've made something on 3 different base cloths in it now, and I just love it.
Oh,
but my thought with this
feels
is it's
fantastic.
absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the stretch and recovery is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, if you love sewing activewear fabrics, if you love sewing like leggings and, as sportswear, I mean, it's just fantastic,
That is
isn't it?
stunning.
And my thoughts with it was, because I love swimming. I love to actually swim myself, and I love watching gymnastics. So my thought was it could be an outfit for a gymnast, because like a unitard like that is what a gymnast could wear, isn't it? But with the print, like the kind of the brush strokes and the dynamic sort of print kind of reminded me of water and of gymnastics somehow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like splashes of water, isn't it?
Exactly. So it kind of combined my 2 favourite sports.
that'd be-
That was my random thinking in my head,
Yeah, no,
So-
I agree with you there, totally.
Yeah. So that'll have to be one of my next projects, perhaps some leggings in this for me to wear at the gym. Yeah.
Oh.
So what did you think of who went home? Who
Well,
was
I was
the winner?
sorry to see Comfort go, because like I said last week, I chose her
as
to be a winner.
Yeah.
So,
It was sad,
but
wasn't it?
it was on the. I think they said after it was between Comfort.
Janet and Ron.
Yeah.
Sorry, Don. I keep calling him Ron, don't I? Don. Sorry.
Yeah. I noticed before you called
Yeah,
him
sorry.
Ron, and I thought, is that Vicky that's got it wrong or me that's got it wrong? Anyway, it was you. No. For me, it was between Comfort and Don.
Yeah.
Who would have got sent on? I'm not sure.
Somebody's got to go each week.
Somebody's got to go, and they obviously add it all 3 outfits up.
Yeah.
Whether they do it on a point system or what, I don't know, but obviously Comfort was the one.
Yeah. And then
lost out.
Georgie, who won. I mean, I thought she deserved that win. I thought she did really good. There
Absolutely.
were a good few, very close runners up that I think did fantastic, but I probably would have chose her to win as well.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that concludes this week's video. Do let us know what you thought about last night's episode in the comments below. Did the right person go home? Was Garden of the Week, was that your winner? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. So next week is holiday week, isn't it? So I think they said for the first challenge it was going to be like a summer top made out of a tablecloth, I think.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
That could be quite, successful.
Yeah.
Was it George who made the dress in the first week?
Yeah, from a tablecloth.
So
yeah, I'm
lots
intrigued.
of different sorts of tablecloths, so that could be quite interesting.
I think they said in the transformation challenge it was going to be bag making, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I always like seeing a bit of bag making on the sewing bee.
Yeah, I think it showed like a backpack, didn't it, for going on holiday?
Yeah, a travel bag.
Yeah, travel bag of some sort.
And the last challenge, so the made to measure, is going to be outfits inspired by the French Riviera. So, I mean, that sounds quite intriguing, doesn't it? I'm looking forward to see what they make.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get thinking caps on what we're going to make.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, thanks very much for watching. Do let us know in the comments, comments your thoughts about last night's episode, and we'll be back again next week.
Yeah.